named Destiny, all right? She said she was clean. What the hell are you guys doing? Get the hell up. Get up! Get the hell up!
What you're about to see is as real as it gets. Live TV can be full of surprises.
DD Mega Doo-Doo, I'm sorry, Mangudu.
Not so pale.
You're on it.
Today's snow is crippling much of the Washington.
A slight chance of some
Sometimes things happen that no one expects, and they're caught on camera for the world to see. Here are the most shocking moments ever recorded during live news. Number 1. When news turns to chaos, the shocking live TV incident in Jordan. Live television has always been unpredictable, but in 2014, viewers in Jordan witnessed a jaw-dropping moment that quickly became the talk of the town. A heated debate about the Syrian conflict spiraled out of control, leaving the audience stunned and one anchor's career in ruins. The live broadcast featured two prominent Jordanian journalists who were invited to discuss the complex and sensitive topic of Syria. Tensions were already high, given the divisive nature of the subject, but what unfolded next left everyone speechless. The discussion started with pointed arguments, but within minutes, the conversation turned into an explosive shouting match. As the debate grew more intense, the journalists began hurling accusations at each other. Their tempers flared, and their voices grew louder. The host's attempts to regain control were futile. Suddenly, in a shocking twist, one of the journalists reached for the studio table and flipped it over. In a fit of rage, the journalist lifted the heavy desk and threw it aside, leaving the studio in complete disarray. Papers flew, microphones toppled, and the set was left in chaos. The other journalist stood up, equally enraged, and the argument nearly escalated into a physical altercation. While the two journalists faced public criticism, the fallout didn't stop there. The news anchor, who was supposed to moderate the discussion, was heavily criticized for failing to maintain order. The network ultimately decided to fire the anchor, blaming them for letting the situation get so out of hand. Number 2, reporter falls off boat during live TV interview in the Netherlands. Live TV mishaps are nothing new, but a 2014 incident in the Netherlands took on a comical and shocking twist when a reporter fell off a boat during a live broadcast. The unexpected moment left viewers both amused and bewildered as the segment turned from a serious interview to a viral blooper. The reporter was covering a boating event in the beautiful town of Kampen. Sitting on a small boat with a microphone, they were interviewing a local official about the event's importance. Everything seemed set for a smooth broadcast until disaster struck. Thankfully, the reporter was unharmed and quickly pulled from the water by crew members. However, the incident raised questions about safety protocols during live broadcasts. Critics argued that the network should have taken more precautions, especially given the unpredictable nature of working near water. The reporter, though embarrassed, took the incident in stride. In a follow-up interview, they joked about their plunge into fame and thanked viewers for their concern. Despite good humor, the network faced criticism for allowing such a mishap to occur on live television. Number 3, Natasha Exelby, the distracted anchor caught daydreaming on live TV. In 2017, Australian news anchor Natasha Exelby became the center of a viral moment after being caught off guard during a live broadcast. The incident, which started as an ordinary news segment, quickly turned into an unforgettable blooper that shocked and amused viewers. Natasha had just wrapped up a segment and appeared to be daydreaming when the camera unexpectedly returned to her. Startled by the sudden on-air appearance, she gasped and quickly regained her composure. Despite her swift recovery, the brief moment of distraction was enough to capture the attention of audiences everywhere. Initially, there were rumors that Natasha had been fired due to the blooper, sparking outrage among her supporters. However, the network clarified that no such action had been taken and praised Natasha's overall professionalism. Natasha herself took the incident in good humor, joking about it on social media and even participating in interviews where she addressed the viral moment. Number 4, news anchor reports husband's death on air. In one of the most heartbreaking moments in live television history, Indian news anchor Supreet Kaur demonstrated extraordinary professionalism when she reported on a car accident that tragically claimed her husband's life. The incident, which took place in 2017, left viewers stunned and deeply moved by her composure and dedication. Supreet was presenting the morning news bulletin for a regional channel in Chhattisgarh, India, when a story about a fatal car crash came up. As details of the accident unfolded, including the vehicle's description and the location, Supreet realized that her husband was likely among the victims. Despite the overwhelming realization, she continued the broadcast without missing a beat. It wasn't until the segment ended that Supreet allowed herself to grieve. Her colleagues later revealed that she broke down in tears off camera but insisted on finishing her duties before addressing the personal tragedy. Number 5. Chris Cuomo, when family ties cross professional lines. In December 2021, the career of prominent CNN anchor Chris Cuomo came to a sudden and dramatic halt. The unexpected firing followed revelations that Cuomo had used his position and resources to assist his brother, Andrew Cuomo, during a highly publicized scandal. Andrew Cuomo, the former governor of New York, faced multiple allegations of misconduct, leading to his resignation in August 2021. As the allegations unfolded, Chris Cuomo reportedly became deeply involved in helping his brother craft responses and manage the growing crisis. What was initially seen as brotherly support quickly turned into a professional controversy. Internal documents revealed that Chris Cuomo had gone beyond offering personal advice. He had reportedly used his media contacts and influence to gather information about his brother's accusers and assist in shaping Andrew's defense strategy. CNN, upon discovering the extent of his involvement, launched an investigation and subsequently terminated his employment. The decision to fire Cuomo shocked many viewers, especially those who admired his journalistic skills and on-screen presence. For others, firing was seen as a necessary step to preserve the integrity of the network. The scandal drew mixed reactions. Supporters of Chris Cuomo argued that his actions stem from loyalty to his family, a sentiment many could understand. Critics, however, viewed his involvement as a blatant conflict of interest that undermined journalistic ethics. Number 6. The Los Angeles earthquake, a shocking moment on live TV. In the early hours of a typical morning in 2014, two Los Angeles news anchors were in the midst of their usual broadcast when the unexpected happened. A powerful earthquake struck live on air. The moment was both shocking and unforgettable, as viewers watched the anchors react to the sudden tremors. The anchors were delivering the morning news when the studio began to shake. At first, there was confusion as they exchanged nervous glances. Then, as the tremors intensified, they ducked under the news desk for safety. Despite the chaos, the cameras continued rolling, capturing every second of the dramatic event. The footage quickly went viral, with viewers praising the anchors for their quick thinking and calm demeanor. Social media lit up with comments, with some people expressing concern for the anchor's safety and others marveling at the raw reality of the moment. Number 7. Disturbing assault during live coverage of David Bowie's death. In 2016, a live television report turned into a horrifying incident when reporter Mary, covering the death of iconic singer David Bowie, was assaulted on air. The shocking moment happened in Hollywood as Mary delivered her heartfelt report to viewers, only to be suddenly and inexplicably attacked by a passerby. Mary was mid-sentence, describing the public's reaction to Bowie's passing when an individual approached her aggressively. In an unprovoked and terrifying act, the attacker pushed Mary and attempted to seize her microphone. The assault left her visibly shaken, and the live broadcast abruptly cut away from the scene. The incident sparked widespread outrage, with viewers condemning the attack on social media. Many expressed concern for Mary's safety and criticized the lack of security measures in place during live coverage. The attack also reignited discussions about the challenges and dangers journalists face while reporting in public spaces. Number 8. A disturbing takeover in 2015 in the Netherlands. In 2015, the Netherlands experienced a terrifying moment that left both viewers and the newsroom staff in complete shock. It happened during a regular broadcast on the NOS News Channel, a trusted source of news for many people. The event took place on live TV and seemed like something out of a movie. At the peak of the broadcast, while reporters were discussing the day's headlines, a 19-year-old man suddenly appeared. Dressed sharply in a suit, he looked calm and collected, but in his hand, he carried what seemed to be a gun. The tension in the studio escalated quickly as the young man forced his way into the newsroom, shocking everyone present. The staff were initially paralyzed by fear, unable to comprehend what was happening. The viewers, glued to their screens, were in disbelief. What they were witnessing was a real-life situation, not a scripted drama. As the camera continued to roll, the young man began to make demands, and his presence caused immediate chaos in the newsroom. The live broadcast was completely disrupted as security and police rushed to the scene, creating even more tension. In the midst of the confusion, the situation took another unexpected turn. The man's motives remained unclear at the time, adding to the anxiety surrounding the event. Was this a political statement, an act of protest, or something far darker? The incident left the country on edge as everyone wondered about the young man's intentions and the reasons behind such an act. The news hijacking raised serious questions about security in live broadcasts and left viewers shaken by the very real danger that unfolded on their screens. Number 9. Live robbery during a news report. One evening in South Africa, a shocking live robbery happened during a news report. Journalist Vuyo Moko was on air for the South African Broadcasting Corporation, delivering a routine update from a busy shopping center. The scene seemed normal at first, with Vuyo speaking calmly about the day's events. But within moments, everything took a dramatic turn. As the camera rolled, viewers saw a group of armed robbers suddenly burst into the store behind Vuyo. The thieves, wearing masks and holding weapons, stormed through the store, demanding money from the terrified customers and staff. The entire scene was happening right behind the journalist, who was completely unaware of what was going on. Vuyo, focused on his report, continued speaking, oblivious to the chaos around him. However, the cameraman quickly noticed the robbery taking place and started to move the camera away from the thieves. The live broadcast captured the unbelievable moment as viewers at home watched in real time how the crime happened. Panic quickly set in at the shopping center. Shoppers ran for cover, and the store's staff tried to protect themselves as the robbers ransacked the place. Meanwhile, Vuyo remained focused on his report, unaware of the danger behind him. When the camera finally turned to show what was happening, the robbery had already started to wind down. The robbers fled the scene, but not before leaving a trail of shock and fear. The viewers were left stunned, unsure if they had just witnessed a real robbery or a scripted stunt. The event made headlines the next day, with many questioning how such a thing could happen during a live news broadcast. It was a moment that no one would forget. Number 10. Anderson Cooper's direct hit. In October 2024, a shocking and frightening moment occurred during a live broadcast featuring veteran news anchor Anderson Cooper. The event took place while Cooper was covering a major news story from the streets of a large city. What seemed like another typical live report turned into a heart-stopping situation, leaving viewers in disbelief. Anderson was reporting from the scene of a large protest when suddenly a group of protesters became agitated. Without warning, someone from the crowd hurled an object directly at him. The object struck Anderson, hitting him on the shoulder. The unexpected attack left everyone in the studio and at home stunned. The live broadcast went silent for a brief moment as Anderson quickly ducked and shielded himself. His calm and professional demeanor remained intact, even as the situation became more chaotic. The camera pulled back slightly, showing the growing tension in the crowd behind him. Anderson, despite the shock of being hit, continued with the broadcast, refusing to let the incident disrupt his work. The event raised questions about safety during live reports, especially when covering protests or volatile situations. For viewers, it was a moment of pure shock as they watched a respected journalist come under direct attack. After the incident, Anderson spoke out about the dangers of reporting from such intense environments, emphasizing the need for greater protection for journalists. The moment was a stark reminder of how unpredictable and dangerous the world of live news can be. It left everyone wondering how close reporters truly are to danger while trying to bring the truth to the public. Number 11. Julie Chin's unbelievable stroke, Oklahoma news anchor. Back in August 2022, viewers in Oklahoma witnessed an unbelievable and shocking moment during a live broadcast involving news anchor Julie Chin. Julie, known for her calm and professional delivery, was in the middle of a routine news report when something unexpected happened. While presenting the latest stories on air, Julie suddenly began to experience a strange sensation. At first, it seemed like a minor stumble, but soon it was clear something was terribly wrong. Julie's speech began to slur, and her movements seemed uncoordinated. She paused, trying to gather herself, but then it became apparent that she was struggling to continue with the broadcast. In that terrifying moment, it was clear that something was affecting Julie's ability to speak and move properly. Her colleagues, sitting nearby in the newsroom, quickly realized what was happening. They rushed to her aid as the live broadcast continued to roll. Viewers, shocked and confused, watched in real time as Julie's body seemed to betray her, with her face showing signs of distress. Julie later revealed that she had suffered a stroke during the live broadcast. The news anchor's sudden health crisis left the audience in complete disbelief, and many expressed concern for her well-being. The situation raised awareness about the dangers of strokes and the importance of quick medical attention in such cases. Julie's bravery and professionalism during the incident inspired many, as she was able to remain calm and still alert enough to seek help. After her recovery, Julie shared her story, urging others to recognize the signs of a stroke early. Her shocking experience highlighted how unpredictable life can be, even during a live news broadcast. Number 12. Meteorologist Alisa Carlson fainted. In 2016, viewers in Los Angeles were left in complete shock when meteorologist Alisa Carlson suddenly collapsed live on air during a routine broadcast. It was a moment that no one expected, especially since she had been known for her professionalism and energy as she presented the weather. Alisa had been delivering the daily forecast, talking about the upcoming temperatures and conditions for the area. She appeared calm and composed, just as she always did. But as she was speaking, something suddenly went wrong. Alisa's voice started to sound off, and before anyone could understand what was happening, she fainted right on live television. The entire studio went silent. Alisa collapsed to the floor and the camera was quickly pulled away, but not before viewers at home saw the shocking moment. Her co-workers immediately rushed to her side to check if she was okay, and behind the scenes, the control room quickly scrambled to handle the unexpected situation. The broadcast then cut to a commercial break, but the damage was done. People across the city were left stunned, not knowing whether Alisa was seriously hurt or if it was something less severe. The event raised questions about the health risks for news anchors and the physical toll of their demanding schedules. Later, Alisa shared that she had fainted due to dehydration and fatigue. Thankfully, she made a full recovery, but the incident had left a lasting impact on viewers who couldn't believe what they had just seen. Number 13. Killian document controversy. Infamous moments on television. The Killian document controversy remains one of the most infamous moments in television journalism. In 2004, the CBS news program 60 Minutes aired a story about then-President George W. Bush's military service during the Vietnam War. The story was meant to be an important piece of investigative journalism, revealing questions about Bush's time in the Texas Air National Guard. However, what happened next shocked everyone and led to one of the biggest scandals in broadcast history. The report was based on documents that were said to be official records from Bush's time in the Guard. These documents, known as the Killian documents, were allegedly written by Lieutenant Colonel Jerry Killian, who had been Bush's commanding officer. The report seemed to raise serious concerns about Bush's service, but soon after the broadcast, experts began to question the authenticity of the documents. The controversy erupted when it was revealed that the documents might have been forged. Experts pointed out that the font and formatting of the papers looked suspiciously modern, which would have been impossible for documents supposedly written in the 1970s. The backlash was immediate, with critics accusing CBS News of using fake documents to attack the president. The scandal grew as CBS faced pressure to explain how such a serious mistake had been made. Investigations followed, and the network eventually admitted that it had failed to properly verify the authenticity of the documents. The fallout was massive, leading to the resignation of key producers and reporters involved in the story. The Killian document controversy remains a cautionary tale in journalism, highlighting the dangers of rushing to air with unverified information. It was a shocking moment that forever changed the landscape of broadcast journalism. Number 14. The most dangerous criminal organization interrupted a live broadcast. The rise of the Taliban in 2021 Afghanistan. In 2021, Afghanistan reached a turning point as the Taliban regained control of the country following the sudden withdrawal of American forces. As the Taliban swept through cities, capturing government buildings and military bases, the country was thrown into chaos. One of the most chilling moments occurred during a live broadcast when the Taliban interrupted the country's media outlets, sending shockwaves through the world. It happened during a routine news broadcast on a major Afghan television channel. The host, who was calmly reporting on the latest developments in the country, was suddenly interrupted mid-sentence. Without warning, the broadcast was hijacked, and the Taliban took control of the airwaves. Viewers watching from home were left stunned as armed men stormed into the studio, forcing the staff to stop their broadcast. The Taliban members announced their return to power, declaring that they would now control the country and its media. The studio staff, visibly shaken, had no choice but to comply as the insurgents took over the broadcast and began delivering their own message. The moment was both terrifying and surreal, as it marked the end of an era of freedom of the press in Afghanistan and the beginning of a new chapter under Taliban rule. The live hijacking sent a clear signal that the Taliban had fully reclaimed their authority, not just in government buildings, but also over the media. The world watched in disbelief as the dangerous criminal organization made its presence known, silencing independent voices and showing the power it now holds. Number 15, stain on Beckels' career. Bob Beckel, a well-known political commentator and former co-host of Fox News The Five, became a controversial figure in the world of television news. Known for his outspoken opinions, Beckel represented the liberal viewpoint on a show that primarily featured conservative voices. He joined The Five in 2011 and quickly became one of its most talked-about personalities. His candid and sometimes blunt style made him both loved and disliked by viewers. But it was his comments in 2015 that sparked a major scandal. In 2015, Beckel was dismissed from The Five after he had been absent from the show for several months. The official reason for his absence was not immediately clear, but soon after, a shocking incident came to light. Beckel was accused of making racially insensitive comments while off-air. The remarks caused an uproar, and many viewers were stunned by what they heard. His comments were seen as not only inappropriate, but also damaging to the network's image. Fox News took immediate action, and Beckel was let go of the show. The decision was met with mixed reactions, with some defending Beckels' past contributions, while others argued that his behavior was unacceptable for a major news network. The incident left a lasting stain on Beckels' career, and he was never able to fully recover from the scandal. His firing raised questions about the responsibility of media personalities in maintaining respectful and professional behavior, especially when dealing with sensitive topics like race. The controversy surrounding Bob Beckels' comments marked one of the most shocking moments in television news history. Number 16, Charlie Rose's farewell for over 4 decades over Me Too. For over 4 decades, Charlie Rose was a prominent figure in television journalism. Because of his smooth delivery and insightful interviews, he became the face of PBS programs and made his mark on shows like Charlie Rose and CBS This Morning. His calm demeanor and thoughtful questions made him a household name and a respected journalist. However, in 2017, everything came crashing down in a way no one saw it coming. The Me Too movement, which was exposing instances of harassment and abuse across industries, brought Charlie Rose's hidden dark side to light. The Washington Post published a shocking report detailing multiple accusations of sexual misconduct from several women who had worked with him over the years. The women claimed that Rose had made inappropriate advances, touched them without consent, and created a hostile work environment. The revelations stunned the public, as Charlie Rose had long been seen as a trusted journalist. He had built a reputation for serious, respectful reporting, but now it is clear that his personal behavior did not match the image he had carefully cultivated. In the wake of the allegations, Rose was immediately fired by both PBS and CBS, marking the end of his career. The scandal shook the world of journalism and served as a reminder of the power of the Me Too movement in holding people accountable for their actions. For many, Charlie Rose's fall from grace was a shocking and painful example of how those who seemed untouchable could be brought down by their own misdeeds. His farewell from television was not the graceful exit anyone had expected. but instead a dramatic and painful end to a once legendary career. Number 17. Bill O'Reilly's downfall. Bill O'Reilly, the popular host of The O'Reilly Factor, was one of the biggest stars on Fox News for over 16 years. His show became a massive hit, known for his bold opinions, fiery debates, and commanding presence. O'Reilly's outspoken style made him a household name, and his program was one of the most watched on cable news. He built a loyal following and became known for his catchphrase, "We'll do it live." However, in April 2017, everything changed when his career came crashing down. The New York Times published a shocking investigation revealing that Bill O'Reilly was facing multiple harassment lawsuits. The report detailed how O'Reilly had allegedly settled with several women who accused him of inappropriate behavior, including making unwanted advances and creating a toxic work environment. These lawsuits had been kept private, but the Times brought them into the spotlight, and the public was stunned by the allegations. In the wake of the report, many advertisers began to pull their ads from the O'Reilly Factor, and pressure mounted on Fox News to take action. Within days, O'Reilly was fired from the network, marking the end of a long and successful career. The news was a massive blow to both O'Reilly and Fox, and it sent shockwaves through the media world. O'Reilly's downfall was a major moment in television history, showing how quickly a career could collapse when accusations of misconduct were exposed. It also underscored the growing power of the number sign Me Too movement, which had already begun to hold powerful figures accountable. For O'Reilly, the dramatic end to his career was a shocking and painful turn of events, as his legacy would forever be marked by these serious allegations.